Hello everyone, it's Rachel. Welcome back to Book and Bloom. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but I'm back. School's just been crazy, so it's hard to prioritize making videos. So yeah, I'm sorry that it's been a while. I had a poll and I asked you guys what kind of video idea you'd like to see, and you guys voted on the book journal tour, so that is what I'm doing today. So this is my book journal. First of all, I got this journal at Hobby Lobby, and the day that I went, I think all the journals were on sale, and this was like the last one that they had of this style. I just love this like texture. It's kind of like a rattan, if that's how you say that. It almost looks like a picnic basket. So I love the texture. The one downside to this texture is that the stickers that I try to put on them keep on falling off. I'm amazed that I've managed to save the full title of book journal. I had some on the side and those just completely they all fell off. So, and then I just love the button too. The button is so adorable. So the first page, Rachel's book journal, and then one of my friends gifted me a book stamp, and I love it so much. I love it so much. I've already started, like as soon as you gave it to me, I just set aside a day where I just went through like as many books as I could, stamping them with this little stamp, and it's just so fun. And then the next page is my contents page. Next section is like a spread, and it's actually 4 pages long, and it is my 2023 TBR. So I had Harry Potter on there, I had Lord of the Rings, The Hunger Games, the Renegade series, a series of unfortunate events, the Space Trilogy by C.S. Lewis, which I DNF'd. I'll try my best to not get off on any tangents, but as you can see, there's a lot that I didn't get to, but I'm proud of what I did get to. I finished the entire series of unfortunate events. I read the rest of Harry Potter. I read Hunger Games, and I reread the Renegades. It's so hard. I think it'll be a lot easier to get to these really big series once I'm graduated from college, because I have to do so much reading for school. I've managed to be able to have a little bit of reading for fun, but most of my reading has been exclusively for school. So eventually I hope to get to these series. Don't know how I got this, but I have a little sprig of baby's breath that I pressed. So next section is my trackers. So I have my yearly tracker. Yeah, I just liked the way that it felt like I was, stepping up, like making little steps up to my goal. I tried doing a daily page tracker where basically I just fill in the little box with the color that represents the amount of pages that I read. Now, if you can keep track of this kind of stuff, good for you. Like that's great. I mean, I did pretty well with keeping up with it for like almost 4 months. But then after that, I realized that this is too much. My monthly trackers I do really like. I just have the amount of books and then the amount of pages, and then I just added on the side the amount of pages I read for the entire year according to Goodreads. I didn't add up these numbers. I just took the amount that Goodreads said, so I don't even really know how accurate that is, but either way, that's pretty cool. And then my next section, I did this little this library, this little bookshelf, and I eventually later on, that was one thing I finished up, was coloring all of the books in of how many I read. So I drew out 100 books because that was my original goal for the year. I ended up reading 70 books, and that's still really good. Yeah, and then I just have my books of 2022. So I have a section where I write the title and the day I finished it, and then my rating of it. using a 5-star system. This last little page here that has my favorite books of 2023 originally had 81 to 100, but then with the use of some washi tape I was able to cover that up. So washi tape covers a multitude of sins. So that is definitely one thing you will probably notice, is that I have misspelled a lot of things in my journal, and my journal is by no means, I'm not trying to make it perfect and like spotless, and honestly that was important to me, to just have fun with it. A part of me that knows that I could be a perfectionist, that like wants to be a perfectionist, but I like fight that part of me because I do not want to live like that, make this journal a lot more approachable and not make me feel like I had to draw everything out and plan everything out and sketch everything out and know exactly what I wanted to write. I think that things that do have like a flaw to them, like when it comes to like art and journals and things like that, it's almost more beautiful because it feels more real, it feels more like authentic, and like somebody actually wrote this. They didn't just make everything look like it was just printed straight from Pinterest, you know. I could talk about that in a video if you guys wanted me to go in more detail about why these books are my favorite from last year. I know it's already March. That doesn't mean we can't talk about, you know, last year. We can still talk about last year. So if you guys want, I can go into more detail and talk about why I chose these 5 books as my favorites of last year. And then we're getting into the monthly recaps, the monthly sections. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna share about these monthly spreads, because when I say this is a book journal, this is a book journal. A lot of the times, not like it's like super like vulnerable stuff, like obviously I'm just reacting to these books, but like my thoughts are very messy, and I just try to talk about how I feel about this book and what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. Yeah, I usually point out, I have like little symbols that mean different things. So like if the book has language in it, I make like a little speech bubble with like, you know, different symbols to kind of represent like language. I just sometimes want to remind myself, if I ever want to like recommend a book to someone, just that I'm aware of what kind of content is in it. And like the Jane Austen Society I really like, but there's like a really bad scene and I don't know why. Like it's not super graphic, but it's uncomfortable enough that I would be very hesitant to recommend it to just anyone, because I don't know why it's in there, because I'm like, why? I really love my little yellow section that has the reading list in it. I drew a little reading list, the little note that they find in the book, which oh my gosh guys, I can actually check off I have read Rebecca. This page here with Sir Gawain and the Green Knight was a little bit of a disaster. I remember when I was making it, I was like, man, this page is like so ugly. Like I started making it, I think I used this green and I was just like, oh gosh, this was a bad idea, I don't like this green. But then I added this Van Gogh washi tape and I honestly really love it, really love this page now. Something about just adding that washi tape. But yeah, so I think one thing I like pointed out in my little flip through footage of this is that I misspelled beginning. I don't know why. And that's not from the book, but that's from the movie, the song, one of the songs in the last movie actually. It's when Laura Jean is trying to find a song for her and Peter. And so I just really like that line from that song. It's so pretty. Spelling is hard, guys. So March we have kind of a spacey theme. I feel like this washi tape Starry Night almost looks like another planet, just another world. Oddly enough, I ended up not reading any sci-fi books, I think. Yeah, I was planning on reading Out of the Silent Planet and I just did not read it. Instead I read romantic comedy and Pollyanna. And then I have this section, the spread. That's one thing I do consistently, is I have spreads of an entire series, which I did not do that for Harry Potter actually, but that was because I did individual reviews for every book. So I did this spread, a series of unfortunate events, and I actually did, it was the first 6 books I wrote about them, and I was going to do the last books, which I should have done. Oh well. I didn't do like a little section on the last 7 books, but I did print out all the book covers except one. Somehow I forgot to print out one. I tell myself that eventually I'll fix that. Maybe I should just draw it myself. That would be kind of fun. And then we have April reads, and then I have this little quote. Some interesting books on here that I wanted to read. But yeah, so my TBR is more like, it's not books that I actually plan to read. Books to give me like inspiration. I don't know, like look at these books. You could read these books, Rachel. Am I gonna read all of them? No, you know, read some of them. And so I have like this little quote by Dumbledore from the movie because I have this empty page. One thing I really love is reusing things. So like I have little scraps of wrapping paper that I've glued in here. This was just from a package of, I think it was from my reading light. I think this was like the back of my reading light, the box that it came in. This little piece of cardstock that has this kind of diamond design on it. I just thought that it just looks like Harry Potter to me. It just reminded me of Harry Potter. And so I wanted to do a quote on it, and I like that quote by Dumbledore. It doesn't really go at all with the review on the other page. In my dreams I hold a knife, but yeah, I had an empty page, so I filled it. Next I have my May reads. Every month I try to do a fun, like just a different style, and maybe I should try to be just kind of consistent, but I don't know, like I like trying new things. I can't help but just want each month to look a little different. So I have this kind of black and white, lots of different little pieces of washi tape, and then I made a little Love and Gelato review, which I've talked about. I talked about that book in my summer reads video. And then of course Better Than the Movies, so good. I have a quote from the book and some little doodles, and then I have my spread for Hunger Games. I read the entire trilogy basically in a month. That's impressive for me. Oftentimes I end up spreading series out. Not always, but sometimes I do that. Like with reading Harry Potter, I mean, I started in 2022 and then I finished last year. So it took me I started towards the end of 2022, I believe. I think it was like October. I think I started October of 2022 and then I finished almost a year later. But those books are big. So then we have June reads. A fun little fact is that my mom, I asked my mom to write out June reads with her handwriting because she just has really pretty handwriting. I really like the washi tape across. I think that's just really pretty. Oh, another fun little fact is that for my Renegades spread, I messed up the R. I don't remember what I did, but it looked really, really bad. This is literally the other side of a piece of wrapping paper. It's like inside out, and glued that on to cover that up. So that was not intentional. As you can see, oh, and my September section, I'm like, ugh, I didn't know what to do. This was obviously just kind of like thrown together, and I tried to kind of fix it. I thought about trying to like fix it, but I just never did. So I don't really like my September section. And as you can see, like with the further along I get, my reviews become very small because I was trying to like catch up. It's kind of sad that I got behind in September and had to catch up, but you know, so it goes. This is my book journal. Finish up this video and not talk your ear off. Yeah, this is my book journal, so I hope that this gave you some inspiration and just a reminder, a friendly reminder that it's okay to be messy and to have fun with your journal, and it doesn't have to be Pinterest worthy. It just needs to be fun and beautiful in your eyes, and just, I don't know, don't take it like so seriously. It doesn't have to be an art project that you're gonna put in an art gallery. It can be just fun and messy and just approachable. I think is really important for me, at least, because I wanted my journal to just be something that I could just pick up whenever and just jot down how I feel about a book and have fun with it, with like washi tape and doodles and scraps of wrapping paper and cardstock for boxes, and you know, just being creative, a source to, an outlet to be creative with books and kind of take the staleness of like a Goodreads review and add some life and some like tangible, some kinesthetics, hands-on, you know, kind of outlets. Like these are just so refreshing, and so I just absolutely love my book journal so much. It makes me very happy. I hope that maybe this has inspired you to create a book journal yourself for 2024. One little thing, hopefully before my camera dies, is that I am getting close to 100 subscribers, which is insane to me. Of course, in the grand scope of YouTube, that's still, you know, minuscule, but it feels so huge for me because I remember the day that I had 3 subscribers and they were all from my friends. Pity subscribes from your friends. So the fact that I have people who don't know me at all watching my videos just makes me very happy, very excited, and I'm so grateful that you guys are watching my videos. So thank you for that. I thought about maybe doing like a Q&A or just something special to celebrate 100 subscribers once I do actually get there. Right now I'm on 93, I think, the last time I checked. But yeah, thank you guys so much for subscribing. Thank you for watching, and let me know if there's anything you would like for me to do for 100 subscribers. Also, I didn't address where I am. So this is my apartment. One thing I'm going to try to do is actually film here instead of filming back at home. My other backdrop that you guys have seen in all of my videos is actually my my family's house, and in my bedroom back at home. So I would film when I would come home on the weekends. I don't come home every weekend, but I would come home every other weekend, and I would film whenever I could. But yeah, I'm gonna try to film more at my apartment and just do different things. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Have a great day. Read a book and bloom on. Bye!